In terms of optimization, I would say my Fallout 3 run is like the most optimized run I have.
Oh, really? Like just in terms of how much you've like worked on it and like micromanaged every second of it?
Like it gets improved in this run, but my summon best is 13 minutes and 53 seconds, and my world record is 14:06. So there's not like a lot of time saved
Oh,
left
yeah,
in the
so
run.
it's basically almost a perfect run. What's up, guys? Today we have an absolutely insane video. We are reacting to the world record Fallout 3 speedrun, but we have a catch. I have the actual world record holder on a call with me reacting to this live, explaining the glitches, seeing how he does everything. He's a super cool, super chill guy. His stuff is going to be down below in the description. This is, I cannot stress to you enough how insane some of these glitches are. He explains everything as we go. Amazing conversation. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, there's just a couple things here and there that were like slightly off.
That's insane. Because the sum of best literally takes all of your segments and literally just like puts them, like matches them up against each other. It's like, hey, if this is your perfect run, this is how fast you can get it.
Yep.
That's
so
crazy.
Would you like me to start explaining stuff now?
Oh yeah, dude, hop in.
Yeah.
I'm running whenever you're ready.
All right. Yeah, so you're gonna see a lot of screen flashing. The screen flashing is gonna be me quick saving and quick loading, and that is both helpful for skipping dialogue as well as using it for clipping. Right here, all we did is dump our points into strength because strength is literally the fastest and we don't need any of the stats. And I also took the Nuka-Cola truck, as I'm going to use it for a trick here called truck push. So basically, if you get it underneath your dad, and then like it messes with his collision so that he's like intertwined with it, so then you can just push him.
And then we just do some... skips a cutscene or gets him out of the way so you can continue faster.
It gets him to a trigger, so he's supposed to, you have to wait around for his dialogue. But if you push him into the trigger, it triggers automatically. So there, I just skipped all the lines of dialogue, and after that, I then just quick save, quick loaded to clip through the door. I'm also doing a trick here called stop hopping, which is when you hold W, land on the ground, release W for a second, jump, and then flick your mouse. It gives you a small speed boost, and it's called stop hopping. So that's what I'm doing here.
So it's like a mini B-hop, kinda, a little bit?
Yeah, I've always equated it to being the Fallout universe version of like B-hopping from the Source engine.
That's sick. Oh, because this game is on the Source engine? I didn't even know that.
Oh no, it's not on the Source engine. It's just like the equivalent. In like this engine was made in the Creation Kit, which is an old Gamebryo engine, I think.
And that's what all the Fallouts are made on, and as well as the Skyrims. Am I crazy?
And yep, they're all made on that as well as Starfield, I believe. It's just a modified version of the engine that they've been running with since either like the early 2000s or the late 90s.
That's crazy, and they're still using it to this day, right?
Yep.
Does that mean like if you learn a Fallout game, you have a higher chance of being really good at like just a Skyrim run or anything like that? Is it some of the same tricks?
Some of the tricks are the same, but the games do feel different in general. So if you're wondering how I'm doing the escape sequence now, after I talked with Dad there, I just clipped out of bounds. Now, there's a mechanic in this game called COC, which stands for Center on Cell, which means that if you land out of bounds, the game doesn't, or the developers didn't want you to like just be out of bounds forever, so it lands you in a predetermined location. The COC location inside the vault happens to take you to the end sequence of the vault, meaning that you're just going to leave it in like the everyone's breaking out part of the vault in Fallout 3.
So it's like it teleports you to the nearest, like, quote-unquote safe location that it deems.
Yes,
rather than letting you be out there.
Exactly. In Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas is a predetermined location, whereas in Fallout 4 there is also a predetermined location, but you get upwarped if there's a playable area above you.
I see. And I'm assuming that's going to be used in the Fallout 4 running.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. So right here, you're going to be wondering, how does he have so much extra speed and like compared to like the normal walking speed?
Right.
So you saw me make a quick save at the cliff and you saw me reload that quick save a couple times. You have about a 6-frame window where you break your legs, but the animation of you dying doesn't play out. Within that 6-frame window, if you quick load your save, there's a chance that the game will just add on your cripple speed onto your regular movement speed. So normally the game subtracts around 40% speeds if you're crippled, because it's like, duh, you're crippled.
Legs are broken.
Yeah. And if you quick load on that 6-frame window, the game gets really confused because it's like going back to normal movement speed, but it's trying to calculate your cripple speed, and it gets super confused and just adds it on to your base movement speed.
And that sticks around for the rest of the run?
Yep, sticks around until the game, unless the game crashes, in which case you have a dead run.
I see, I see. Dude, that like reminds me of a Skyrim glitch that I used to do, that like you bound a pair of shoes to your feet that just made you super fast for the rest of the game. I literally remember back in the day doing a tutorial on how to like bind these shoes to your feet, that you would just be super fast for the rest of the game. It literally sounds like a similar thing.
Yep, there's a lot of similar mechanics that definitely carry over in certain games in the Bethesda series. Like load warping is a thing in both Fallout 4 and Skyrim, which is it's just a way to teleport your saves to the location of other saves. But anyways, here we just did some quick load, quick saving, or quick save, quick loading, clipping in order to get out of bounds. And we're going to discover the Citadel way before you're supposed to be able to discover it. But if you clip out of bounds, the fast travel location is actually available.
So you get close enough to it that it triggers the fast travel, and then you just fast travel there, even though you haven't even actually reached it.
Yeah, we're using the Citadel as just like a way to get to the Jefferson Memorial faster.
Right, right.
Here, these are just some running segments, so not a lot to be explained. However, we are going directly to Little Lamplight so that we can just clip. We're going to clip out of bounds in Little Lamplight and basically enter Murder Pass and the vault way earlier than we're supposed to. So we're going to skip seeing Dad. I also call him Liam Neeson since Liam Neeson plays your dad in this game.
Wait, I didn't even know that one.
Yeah. Yep, the dialogue option is Liam Neeson. That's why my first split is named Master Qui-Gon.
That's so amazing. I didn't even realize that was the first split. So good.
So yeah, we're basically not going to see our dad at all in this game, and we're just gonna go and pick up the Gek immediately. So if you know anything about the Fallout 3 main quest line, is that you have to go talk to your dad, you have to do some things to help them with Project Purity and the Jefferson Memorial, and then the Enclave shows up and like does all this stuff, and you're like, I have to go get the Gek so I can purify this water. We're just gonna do it right off the bat, and that just triggers the end sequence of the game.
Right, so the game doesn't have a lot of checks. Like a lot of newer games have the checks of like, hey, have you completed this entire checklist in order to trigger the next trigger? This one is kind of like, if you have somehow acquired the things that you need and you get to the right area, it's just gonna let you in the game.
Yeah, so there's not really many fail safes in a lot of the older Bethesda titles.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I personally love watching the older game speedruns, because you just are able to do the most like crazy things that are like, I don't know if the scripting has changed or just like how they do everything in the games, but it just seems like it's a lot less possible to do tricks like these in newer games. There were a lot more linear and like a lot more checks and everything.
Yeah, it depends on like the developer, but I would say that a lot of developers add in like a check system. So if like one of like, say for example, you have 3 quest lines beforehand that need to be done before this next quest line can be triggered. I think they're just adding extra checks in, whereas like older game development was just like, as long as the game works and isn't super buggy, we're good.
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and put it out. Have you ever, like, do you know anything about this is super random, but it just reminded me of this. Have you ever know anything about like Witcher speedrunning? Is that a thing that exists?
Oh, Witcher speedrunning exists, and I've watched a couple runs, but I don't understand them as I haven't been like heavily involved in the community.
Yeah, that makes sense. I literally just thought about it. I was like, I've never really seen a Witcher speedrun, but it kind of reminds me of that like old game style where it was just like, as long as nothing is breaking out of its mind, we're just gonna let it go. It's fine to exist.
Yeah, the difference in game development over the 2010s is it's really apparent compared to like the 2000s and like 2010s, and even now like game development has just reached a crazy different level.
And that running sequence that was right there, was there anything that could go wrong, or was that okay, all right, I'm gonna let you explain.
Well, the running sequence, basically nothing should go wrong. Okay, so what happened there is I clipped out of bounds, I COC'd, so that took me to the predetermined location where you'll just like respawn if you fall out of bounds. And then I'm right here, I'm doing a trick called void swimming. So if you clip out of bounds and there's water there, if you make a quick save out of bounds, enter water and then load that quick save, you can just swim infinitely into the void out of bounds. And we use that to enter Murder Pass here.
Swim right up to the door, but out of bounds.
Yep, exactly. Then here in Murder Pass, we're just going to run through until we get to the vault segment, in which case we're just going to abuse quick save, quick load clipping in order to get out of bounds to access doors quicker. Basically just like traverse the vault in the fastest way we can.
Right. Was that quick save and quick load right there in front of that enemy? Was that to get him out of the way because he was going to be blocking you there?
I thought he was going to be blocking me, so I did quick save, quick load, just like, because if you quick save, quick load past NPCs in this game, most likely you'll just go right past them. As a way to not slow down, I just did it. It's not entirely necessary depending on his position, but it's RNG where he's really at.
Right. It's when you're doing this run, what do you have your quick save and quick load button on? Because you are doing it like every other second here.
We rebind it to our mouse buttons.
Okay, so just like your side mouse buttons to just click 1, click 2?
Yep, so quick right is quick save, quick load is the left mouse button. So, yep, here we are. We're just going out of bounds, accessing these doors instead of running through the hallways. We're going to abuse another COC here so that we just spawn back in. And then, normally people would be like, just go pick up the Gek, but the end sequence of the game won't trigger unless we activate the fire alarm. So that's why we got over a way to activate the fire alarm. And then we'll go pick up the Gek. Now, normally you're supposed to get Fox to go and grab it for you. But since we're speedy, we're just going to go do it ourselves. So we're going to clip out of bounds, and then we're going to clip back inbounds to enter the Gek room. And then we're going to abuse a glitch here called third-person interaction. So it went really quickly, but if you go into third person...
Here, we can back up and watch that again, because I was like, what in the world?
Yeah. So if you enter third person... you can actually access items on the other side of collision, and if you tilt your camera in a certain way. So we go into third person, tilt the camera, and then that allows us to click on the Gek and pick it up. And then we just click, and then we quick save, quick load out of bounds just to get back to the COC point.
Right.
Here we're gonna do a glitch known as Colonel Autumn skip. So we're gonna activate the trigger where the beacon, or the flashbang goes off, but we're gonna put a piece of armor on the other side of the door before the flashbang goes off.
Right.
And the reason why is that if you block Colonel Autumn's walking path towards like these Enclave soldiers here, if you block it for a split second, it'll cause their dialogue to overlap. So I'm not sure if you can hear it, but their dialogue is literally, both of their dialogues are playing at the same time, when normally it's a conversation where they wait for each other to respond.
Yeah, like it works like how you would actually talk to someone. So now it basically just went twice as fast because it was playing both dialogues at the same time.
Exactly. And in this run, I got my best Gek segment ever. It was a gold split.
And gold means like that's the best one you've ever gotten. That's like a new record.
Yeah, that was my best split time there ever. So here we just quick save, quick load to skip Colonel Autumn's dialogue, and then you're gonna just see some random quick save, quick loads. They're gonna be to skip President Eden's dialogue with you. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we gain control after we're done with the conversation, we're gonna clip against this door to then COC again, and that just gets us closer to another section of Raven Rock. Here in Raven Rock, our whole goal is to just go as fast as we can to get out, because we want to make it to the Jefferson Memorial and use the Gek to then activate the ending code on the purifying panel.
And this game's ending. Like, when does the time stop on this game? Is it like when the final cutscene rolls, or is it when you activate something, or how does the time?
It's when we click the enter button after we activate, when we input the code. Once we press the enter button on it and like you start falling over, as soon as you press the enter button, that's when timing stops.
I see. So it's your very last time you have control of your character before the end of the game.
Yes.
I see.
And then here, President Eden wants us to pick up that, I forgot what the item even was. I missed this clip here, so I had to retry it. If that clip doesn't go, then you have to reload the area because it's really finicky. That was the only like major time loss of the run, was me missing that clip.
And when you say major time loss, how much of a time loss is that?
Compared to my gold, I think it was about 4 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't too bad. At the end of this run, I actually add some commentary on it. I was like, I wish I didn't miss that, but it was like, it would have been like 1403 had I not missed it.
It's the speedrunner quarrel there. Just the like, you literally attained the world record, but you're just like, that was 4 seconds though. I could have been faster.
Yeah, especially since that was the easier clip in Raven Rock. The second clip in Raven Rock was like the hard one, and I got it.
So how precise are these clips? Because when just watching it, it looks like you just run up and then you just click buttons until you go through. But you're saying these are like pretty precise. Like you have to.
I would definitely say that I make it look easier than they are, but a lot of these clips are a lot harder than they look, even with like abusing quick save, quick load.
So when you say harder, you have to be in like a very certain part of the door. You have to be good with your timings of quick save, quick load. Like, what makes them difficult?
So the angle in which you try to clip matters, and also the timing of like your quick save, quick load sometimes affects clipping success. That's the two
insane.
biggest keys to them.
How tech? Because we're gonna watch your Fallout 4 world record, because you're just the goat and have both world records.
Thank you.
How would you like compare these runs with Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 in terms of like, wow, you just beat the game before I could even finish talking. Jesus. How intensive would you say each one of these runs are in terms of like difficulty? How would you rate each one?
Fallout 4 is definitely the harder run, but Fallout 3 to get the world record is, I would say, harder.
Okay.
Because me and LMW is the second place runner, and we were like in a battle a couple of years ago to just push the record. And so the optimization of Fallout 3 is a lot more, but in terms of like the actual difficulty of tricks, Fallout 4 is harder.
So if someone wanted to get a world record out of the two, it would take them longer to learn Fallout 4, but they would have more of a chance, technically.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
That's insane. Well, I feel like we just started, but the game is already over. So literally just this will play out the rest of the final cutscene and then wrap up there.
Yeah, I have a tradition where I let the final cutscene play out on the world records for Fallout 3.
Kat, how many times have you attained the world record and lost it? And obviously you still have it to this day. How many times have you personally gotten this record?
Well, I have to think about that. So the first time I got this record was in November of 2020 when I got a 1424. Then I lost it in December of 2020 to LMW after I got a 1422. I then beat it, I think, like 2 weeks later, or maybe 3 weeks later, I got a 1419 in January of 2021. And then in either February or March of 2021, LMW got a 1415. And then I tied that 1415 later on. If you did a frame count on it, though, my 1415 was slightly slower, and we were happy to leave it at that for like a long time until December of 2022, when the Colonel Autumn skip, that dialogue overlap, was found, and then we both got on the grind to like set a world record with it, and then I was the first one to strike with this 1406.
That is insane. That is truly, truly insane. Well, I will have links to your channel down below in the description. Everyone, please go check him out. Absolutely cracked Fallout speedrunner, and I believe now we're going to go and watch the Fallout 4 speedrun, so you guys can look forward to seeing that later. So thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to check him out in the description, and we will see you in a second for the Fallout 4.
All right. Thank you.